Oh, hang on, I can't hear you yet. Oh, that's why.
Now can you hear me?
One second,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Now can you hear me? No, not yet. Okay, tell me if you can hear me. Still no? Can you hear me now? So you can't start if there's more people. I'll just plug something back in. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I've got like a little green line, so I should be working. Hello. I hate.
Okay, I'm just gonna use my through my laptop.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, good. Okay.
It was just, yeah, something on my TV isn't connected, so it's not going through my surround sound.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Sorry.
Cool, there we go.
Now does it work?
Yep.
Okay. Did Jocelyn ever send you last week's?
No, and then Is it Jocelyn Edwards?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she sent us another email yesterday, something about the changing of the time. So I messaged her and asked her if she could send it to me again.
Like
And
changing time?
Well, it's something to do with the building. I guess it's changing times, but then she said it wasn't gonna affect us on doing this.
I was gonna say, because I don't know that it's changing. Anyways, okay, so there's I thought that one other person was coming to do it live with us, but that's okay. It might just be me and you. And then, because I have to send it to some other people, which is fine. I'll send you last week's now that I'm here. It's just it's on this computer, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's why I couldn't directly send it to you.
Oh yeah, that
So
makes sense.
anyways, but I can send it to you now if you still haven't got it.
Okay.
Or once we're done this, I gotta send this one to some other people, so. Okay, so we'll get started and just have like, I don't know if you have blocks. If you don't, that's fine. Just have like a pillow or a blanket, something that you can just use as a little prop.
Yeah, I have blanket or a towel.
Okay,
If that
awesome.
works.
That's great.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to just sit for a moment. Whatever feels comfortable for you. So just as long as you can sit nice and tall.
Okay. I'm just gonna make you full screen here.
Speak a little closer. As long as you can sit really nice and tall, and just go ahead and cross both legs to start with. So we're gonna bring the right ankle forward or the right ankle on top. If you can stack up your ankles, hands onto your knees, and just try to roll your shoulders a little bit. Even if you squeeze them up towards your ears and slide them down your back just a couple of times. And then we're gonna take our right hand down to the floor. So right hand to the floor beside you. Okay, it sort of depends. Every day is a little different. I don't know how big your belly is, but see if you can come into just a little bit of a side stretch. Even if you need to sit straight up, reach your left hand towards the ceiling. Same idea there. You can come across to the right if you have space to do that. Just take one deep breath. Try to breathe into the left side of your body. And then come all the way back up to the center, opposite side. So left hand down, right arm up, straight up towards the ceiling. And you can come across if you need to. Try to find the breath in the right rib cage, right side of your body. And then come back to the center. We're going to switch the cross. So the left ankle either forward or on top, hands back onto your knees again, reaching your left hand forward to start with. And then it's sort of this action of doing a backstroke. So if you touch your fingers to the floor in front of you, try to lift your arm up towards your ear and then open it towards the back. And you can look towards your hand behind you. Bring it all the way back forward, the exact same way you just went. Forward and down, and then back onto your lap on the other side. So reach the right hand forward, okay, up towards your ear as close as you can, and then open up towards the back corner. All the way back forward. And touch your fingertips down. Good, hands onto your lap again. You can stay cross-legged. You could go onto your knees if you want to switch your position, but I'm going to stay cross-legged. We're going to interlace our hands. So lock your knuckles up really nice and tight at the base, and then press your palms forward. So as you look down at your hands, you want this to be like a flex at the joint of your wrist. If you need bent elbows, that's fine. We're going to come all the way up. Try to lift your belly up when you reach overhead. So you can take a deep breath. Good. Let your hands come down beside you and just touch the floor behind your hips. So tent up on your fingertips. You can lean back, look up with your chin. Try to breathe right into the center of your chest. So right in the heart space for one deep breath. Good. And then bring yourself back up to the center. Awesome. So we're gonna come onto our hands and our knees. Spreading your fingers nice and wide. Okay, we want to have a really good, strong base underneath of our shoulders. So fingers are spread. You should even feel a stretch between your fingers here. And knees underneath of your hips as best you can. Curl your toes under. So we're just going forward and back towards the heels, wherever you can crouch back to, and then come forward. Same thing, depending on belly size, you can always widen your knees. Do it a couple more times. Back. And forward. Last one. Forward. We drop tops of the feet to the floor. Okay. Try to push them quite actively into the ground. Just make sure you're not going to get any type of a cramp or a Charlie horse. Walk your hands back towards your knees. If it feels okay, you can sit right back on your heels. Just stacking yourself up into as much of an upright seat as you can feel. So try to feel your spine nice and tall from the tailbone all the way up through the top of your head. Just for one breath. In through your nose. Good. Bring yourself back forward. Give your legs a little shake out. Okay. You need to take a second. We can take the right leg back, just extend it back, put the ball of your foot to the floor, and just lean back into your heel. It's a good knee and calf stretch. And at this point, just relax your belly. See if you can just let gravity sort of take pressure off of your back. Okay? Bring yourself back forward and just switch sides. So opposite foot back. Lean back into the heel, into the knee. Try to relax your belly. Back to the center. So you're going to keep your left hand down. It really doesn't matter what side you do first, but left hand down. It's going to be directly underneath of our nose and directly underneath of our shoulders. So we've sort of shifted over a little bit. Okay, push all the way away so that your shoulder is quite active and your arm is quite straight. Your opposite hand's just going to open towards the side as you inhale, and as you exhale, bring it back down. A couple of times. Inhale. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, open. Good job. Exhale down. Awesome. Switch sides. So plant that right hand or the opposite. Okay. We'll go the other way. So really active and strong in our arm. Keep your belly relaxed. We're just going to open with our inhale. Close with your exhale. Open with your inhale. Close. One more time, just open. And close. Good job. Okay, curl your toes under. Walking our bum back towards our heels. If it feels okay for the bottoms of your feet, sit on your heels. If you need to be forward, then that's okay too. We want to just take our focus, the entire sort of energy of our focus to the bottoms of our feet. It feels like our feet are kind of stretching wider or expanding wider. Just as we did when we were sitting with tops of our feet to the floor, try to sit nice and tall through your spine. Take one more breath. Good. And then come back forward. Give your feet a little shake. Okay. So let's come up to standing. Taking your time getting up there. If you're already up, then we'll take our feet wide. So definitely wider than your hips, as wide as you feel comfortable being. Turn your toes out and your heels forward. Okay, so I just go to about 2 and 10. If you think about spots on a clock, you can be at 11 and 1 if you want. I want you to feel this all the way up in your hips. So if you put your hands to the points of your hips, your sit bones behind you are drawing together and your hips are wide. So it's like the shape of a pie with our pelvis. Okay, and then see if you can just stand really tall and squeeze with the quad muscle. So lift your kneecaps up. Take your left hand up towards the ceiling and then to the back of your head. Okay, think about lifting your elbow up to stretch again, left side of your body. Good, relax your elbow down, switch sides. So nice and tall and strong in our legs. We're going to reach the right hand up and then to the back of our head. Try to lift from the elbow to open the right side of your body. One breath. Good job. And then just relax your arms. All right, we're going to get a little active through our legs, a little warm up through our legs. So hands are going to come to the center of your chest. Palms together, and then tuck your shoulder blades into your back. So it's like we're kind of squeezing something between our hands here. You want to feel the muscles in your chest and in your shoulder blades. Okay. As we inhale, we're going to drop our hands down and up. Okay. As we exhale, we're going to sit into a squat, bring them back down to the center of our chest. Got a squat. Keep going. Inhale up. Exhale down. Couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good job. Pause here. Take a breath. Try to open your knees as much as you can. Think about pushing down through the bottoms of your feet to straighten your legs. Good job. Give your hips a little shake. Give your legs a little shake out. Okay, we're going to do that same goddess squat. So the toes are out, heels are in. Just bend your knees this time. Take your hands to your thighs and try to keep your back quite straight. So if I were to turn sideways, my tailbone is just dropped down. I'm not leaning forward. Okay, drop your tailbone straight down. Even a little bend in the legs is fine because we're going side to side. Just rocking side to side. Try to breathe. Just feel how your leg muscles are working. That's the nice thing about hands on the thighs. You can sort of feel how the muscles are active. Take a couple more breaths. Good job. And then back to the center, stand up. Good job. Okay. Bring your feet nice and close together. So once again, we're going to bring our hands to the center of our chest. Okay. Take a deep breath in, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. This time, knees are going to track straight forward. We're going to sit into chair. Just a little bend in your knees. Shift your bum back, so you should be able to lift up your toes here. A couple more times through this one as well. So inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, sitting down. Twice more. Inhale, stand up, reach. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Great job. Come all the way back up to standing. Okay, I'm going to turn sideways on my mat just so you can see me a little better. We're going to start at the front of our mat with our feet just directly underneath of ourselves. It doesn't matter if your feet are apart, as long as you feel like you can stand nice and balanced. Okay, so just gaze forward. You might even lift your chin up a little bit. Try to slide your shoulders down your back. Put your hands on your belly. Okay, so imagine like you're hugging your baby into your body. That's how you can still keep your abdominal muscles engaged. Okay, so it's not like belly button to spine. It's sort of like this wrapping around, hugging baby in. So hands on your belly. Stand tall. I want you to see if you can tuck your tailbone a little bit, little pelvic tilt. Okay, and then let your tailbone move back. Tailbone draws under. So we're tucking our pelvis forward, and then we're tipping our pelvis back. Looks funny, feels better though. Tuck your pelvis under, tuck your tailbone down, and now opposite. Push your bum back, lift your tailbone. Good, one more time. Tip your tailbone down, tuck your pelvis under, back, push your tailbone back. Good job. Now just find like neutral. Excellent. We're gonna reach our hands forward. I want you to stand just on your left foot. Okay, you're gonna stay on the ball of your right foot for a moment here. Just check in with how your balance feels. Actually, lots of times when you're pregnant, you feel like you have better balance than you did before. So go ahead, reach your arms up and see if you can lift your knee. Have one moment just to pause. You're gonna bring the ball of your foot back down. Reach your arms forward. We're still wearing just on the left foot. Okay, one more time. Arms up. See if you can lift your knee. Good job. Arms forward. Follow the foot. Great work. Take a little relax. Okay, take your feet as wide as your mat. So we are going to do the opposite side, but we're just going to do something similar to that pelvic tilt, little bit folded forward. So again, this is very sort of individual depending on sizes of bellies at this point, but bend in your knees. Okay, just a little bend in your knees. Push your bum back. Hands just to the tops of your thighs, and then relax your belly. So let your belly just be here. Okay. I want you to feel the length and the structure of your back. So nice and supported and strong in the backside of our body. If you think about pushing back through the sit bones and through the tailbone, and at the same time lengthening forward through the crown of your head. Try to make a nice flat back here. That same action of like hugging your baby in, we're gonna bring our hands to our belly. That helps our brain sort of connect with the muscles. And as you bring your bum back underneath yourself, stand up tall, try to hug your baby into your body. Squeeze your booty at the top. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. So take a little bend in your knees, slowly move your pelvis back, hands to the tops of your thighs, a really tall, strong spine. Keep your gaze straight down. Good job. Hands to your belly. Okay, think about hugging baby in, using your glutes to tuck your bum all the way under, stand up nice and tall. Good job. Relax your legs. Bring them back together. We're going to do our little balance thing on the opposite side. So you're going to be weight bearing on the right foot, follow the foot with the left, reach your arms forward. Okay. See how you feel here. We're going to start to draw our arms overhead. At the same time, lift the left knee. And then slowly bring it both back down. Follow the foot, reaching towards the front. Let's do that again. Steady, calmness. Back forward, follow the foot down. Great work. Stand down. So the idea, the theory, or the sort of practice of this class, the first, I think about another 10 minutes or so. So about the first half of this class is going to be all this standing low muscle active stuff. The second part of the class is going to be like sitting and even some laying down stretches today, just so you know what to expect. So we're going to stand on the left foot first. We're going to step back here. So I want you to trust yourself just to lift up the right knee and take your leg back. Okay, the left knee is bent, so the front leg is bent. Back leg is nice and straight, and I want you to push down like crazy through the outer edge of your back foot. So this is warrior one, hands to your hips, square yourself to the front of your mat. Awesome, both arms up. Try to take your gaze up to where the wall and the ceiling meets. One breath. Good, open up to warrior two. So open to the side. We're gonna keep our front knee bent, gazing forward over the left fingertips. There's a pelvic floor connection here that's really useful. Okay, so imagine your front foot, so your left foot is like pushing down into the floor and pulling back. At the same time, squeeze your back hip forward. So it's like this diagonal, kind of a magnetic connection drawing together underneath of yourself. Just see if you can find it. If you can't, that's okay. Should feel it in your inner thighs. Take one deep breath. Good, relax your legs. We're gonna straighten our front leg, reverse your warrior. So reach your left arm up, right arm back. Deep breaths into the side of your body or even into your belly if you can feel that. One more breath. Good job. Bend your front knee as we come back to warrior two. Keep your gaze forward over your left hand. Good job. Awesome. And then straighten your front leg. We're going to reach forward. So we're reaching forward through the left fingertips. Right hip is going to move back. And then we're going to squeeze our hips back underneath of ourselves. Okay? So rather than pulling your chest back up, try to move from your back hip. So squeeze your bum. Good. Let's do one more. Reach it forward. And squeeze from the back. Nice work. Relax your arms. We're going to step all the way to the front. We are going to switch sides. I'm going to face the other direction so that I can still see you. So you'll keep your right foot forward. Okay. Step your left foot back. Plant your back foot. Hands to your hips just so you can manually square yourself to the front. Arms up. Warrior one. Try to drop your shoulders away from your ears. Take one more breath. And then let's open up to warrior two. So right knee is going to stay bent. Gazing forward over your fingertips. Strong and steady. Just try to focus on your breath. See if you can find that same pelvic floor connection. So it's the back hip pulling forward, front foot pulling backwards. Next breath in, we're going to straighten our front leg, reverse our warrior. So reach the right arm up, left arm down. And try to breathe into the side of your body or into your belly, whatever feels best. And again, when you're ready, come back. Warrior two, bend your front knee. So we're going to go ahead and straighten our front leg. Okay, reach forward through your right fingertips and let your left hip move back now. And then squeeze everything back into a nice tall stack. Great work, a couple more times. One more time, reach forward. And bring everything back. Good, relax your arms down. Let's just turn our toes towards the side here. Okay, we're going to bend just the left knee. You can have your feet as wide as you want. Bend just the left knee. Shift your hips over to the left. This is a skater lunge. So hopefully you can keep the right foot flat. Hands can go anywhere. They can go to the top of your thigh. They can reach forward, or you can just relax them down. Center's good, wherever you want. Good. Come back up to the center. Over to the opposite side. So bend the right knee, shift your hips over. Try to keep that left foot nice and straight. You should feel this again. Inner thigh stretch. Take a breath. Awesome. Come back up to the center. Let your arms come down beside you. I want you just to stand comfortably so that you feel like you've got a good solid base underneath of yourself. We're going to open up our chest a few different ways. So one way in our shoulders is to bring them forward. It's called internal rotation. We're going to do that by taking our hands behind our back. Okay. Interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles down. Tuck your chin towards your chest for this one. Feel that in the back of your neck. And then we're going to open up. In other words, lift your chin. Drawing your knuckles towards the floor. And then just relax your back. Relax your arms. Okay, now a couple of different ones. Opening our shoulders externally. This is usually when we really feel like across the chest. So we're going to reach forward and just have your palms facing upwards or facing towards me. Okay, keep your shoulders dropped away from your ears, and when you open up, you're pulling your thumbs back. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together like you're trying to squeeze a pencil between them. Lift your chin. Good. Bring everything back forward. Next one. Spread your fingers, palms towards me, reach up, and then bend your elbows like a cactus. Again, chest pressing forward, chin lifted. Breathe into the tightness across the front of your chest. Right into your heart space for one more breath. Good job. Relax your arms. Okay, so we're gonna make our way back down onto our mat. Coming down onto hands and knees again for a few moments. Keep your time getting here, and we're gonna work our spine in all directions. So I call this organic movement. It's like, don't worry so much about what you're doing. It's just find what feels good for you. So as long as you're starting with the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips, I want you to stay relaxed in your belly. And we're just going side to side. So for me, I lean into my hip. But some people really feel tightness in the rib cage. So leaning side to side into the rib cage might feel good too. And in your mind, you're kind of visualizing as if you're drawing the letter C with your spine or with your body. Do this one more time. Good. And then come back to the center. I want you to take your knees wide. So as wide as your mat, and then touch your big toes together. Come down onto your forearms, palms together. So there should be no stress in your hands. If you interlace your fingers, you might find that you really get stressed there. So just bring palms to touch. Let your head relax. Kind of a little inversion. Takes pressure off of your pelvis and off of your low back. Heads up, this is a really good laboring position too. One more moment here. Good job. Up high onto your hands. Now don't feel bad if when you do stuff like that, some days one day it might feel good, the next day you might feel like you're suffocating yourself. That's okay. Every day is a little bit different, as you'll feel, especially as your baby grows. I'm trying to give you lots of variety so that you find some things that feel good for you on different days. So hands back under the shoulders. We're going to do a few cat cows, little baby cat cows when we're pregnant. So as you inhale, relax and drop your belly and lift your tailbone. Okay, as you exhale, try to feel this from your bum. So it's like you're tucking your bum under and relaxing the back of your head. Okay. Inhale forward. Cow. Exhale, cat. Just a little less range of motion usually, but not always. I remember feeling really good doing this when I was pregnant. All depends where everything is. One more time through each. So inhale forward. Exhale. Up. Good job, guys. Nice neutral spine. Okay, last bit of work here on hands and knees. We're going to do a little bit of bird dog. So this is really good to strengthen our back. It's also good balance. So we're going to start with just our leg. I want you to keep your left knee down and extend your right leg back. Gaze down, keep your spine nice and long. If you visualize length from the back foot all the way up and out the top of your head, you might be able to reach left arm forward. So it's opposite hand and foot. Okay, just be really mindful if your balance isn't there to keep your hands down. Strong and steady, one breath. Good. Hand down, knee down, shake your hips. Opposite side, okay? Take your left leg back. Keep both hands down to start with, just so you can See how this feels. It is quite a strength promoting pose, so be aware of that. Opposite hand if you feel comfortable. Steady, take one more breath. Good job, hand down, knee down. Okay, big toes together, knees wide again. Come down onto your forearms. Relax your head. Now, some of you want to try, might still be able to sit back into child's pose, or you let your bum go back towards your heels. Keep your knees wide though. Both are good options. Try to breathe into the back side of your body. So when you take your next breath, imagine like you're puffing up your shoulder blades or that space right between your shoulders. Good job. Then just come back up onto your hands. We're going to sit down. So bottoms of the feet together. This is called butterfly. If you're feeling sore, some people get a sore tailbone, which is strange. I've heard of it a lot. That never happened to me, but if you have soreness in the back side of your pelvis, so where your sit bones are, under your butt and your tailbone, just lift your hips up. So sit like on a pillow or something, okay? Bottoms of the feet together, wherever you can get them, whether your heels are close or you might be more like a diamond, and that's okay. So we're gonna bounce our knees. Let's try to sit tall, like we have our torso stacked over the pelvic bowl. So the pelvic bowl, as a reminder, is your pubic bone, your tailbone, your hips, and your sit bones. So when you sort of think of where all those spots are, it's an exact little bowl. Our upper body, and in this case, our baby, are sitting up and being supported by that. So stack your body, quite literally feeling like your head is over your heart is over top of your hips. Okay. Good. Just pause with your bounce, take your hands back. So you can take your hands right flat to the floor. You can walk back, lean back, lift your chin, breathe into that center of your chest again. And energetically in your mind, try to open your knees as much as you can. One more breath. Good job. Walk your hands in. Stay seated in this position. Now, if your heels are quite close to yourself like mine are, just slide them away. So you're going to end up with your heels together and your toes eventually are going to come apart. You're in more of a diamond shape. This feels quite comfortable actually for most of us, and especially if you put something underneath of your knees, this can be a pretty comfortable position to sit in. And if you notice, I know it's hard to see and feel your own body, but if you notice, it's quite a natural position to sit really upright. I'm not even trying to, it just sort of props you up like a baby, okay? We're just gonna let ourselves kind of round forward. So you can slouch your shoulders forward. You can take your hands to your legs. Some of you, depending on size, might be able to lean forward a little more into this space in the opening where your knees are apart. We're just gonna stay here a moment. I want you to relax your neck and breathe into your back. See if you can relax your jaw. And then start to come back upright. Just seated nice and tall, holding onto your knees. Your gaze forward. We're going to turn our chin to look over the right shoulder. So shoulders will stay square to the front. Just move to wherever your range of motion is. And where we're looking for this stretch is on the left side of our neck and maybe even down to the left collarbone. So keeping your head turned, just start to nod like you're nodding yes. Tuck your chin down and then lift it up. last moment. Head back up and then back to the center. So again, just reestablish your posture, sit tall, turn your chin over the left shoulder. Same thing. These exaggerated nodding movements where we tuck the chin and then lift it. Bring your head back to the center and turn your head back towards me. Awesome. Okay, so we are coming down sort of on our side to do some quad stretches. So if you just bring both feet over towards the right, so you're sitting in this like mermaid position on the right, this is usually the best way to get down. And everybody's totally different. I mean, especially because we're doing this class virtual. I'm obviously going to give you sort of the safest ways to do this. With that being said, until 2 days before I gave birth, I was totally comfortable laying on my back. And so I guess that's just individual to everybody. I'm going to show you these stretches from laying on your side, because I know for some people it's like terrible to lay on your back. I slept on my back too. I'm just like, I just did everything. I think they say you probably shouldn't. So anyways, so we're just slowly going to let our left hand slide away. Okay, and then we're going to come down onto our forearm. Okay, you can let your arm come forward here. So this is an option. Some people like to lay all the way down and just put your hand underneath of your ear. Okay, so we are going to work with our top leg. We're going to see if we can bend our knee and get a hold of our ankle. Okay. Quad stretch. If you're not feeling this very much, it might be because your knee is forward, like you've come into the fetal position. So try to push your knee down towards the bottom of your mat. Good job, guys. Take one more breath. Excellent. Just release your ankle, give a little shake. We're going to stay on this side for a little bit. I want you now, top leg, to hug your knee up, and then imagine you're like pedaling a bicycle. Okay. Sometimes, depending on how much fluid you have in your body, your knee and your hip might sort of crack and pop like crazy when you do this. So don't be alarmed if that happens. We're just trying to build circulation and flush out, mostly flush out all that extra fluid that we hold in our joints when we're pregnant. It can be really obnoxious. Good job. Relax your leg. Okay, one more move here. So your bottom leg, okay, you're gonna sort of move it back a little bit and bend your knee. So if I lift, you can see I'm sort of bending my bottom knee. So my foot's back behind me and my leg's straight down. Now your top leg, where we're coming is like a figure 4 position. So see if your foot can find the floor. And then if you take your hand to your knee, you can encourage it open. This is your external hip flexor right here on the side of your bum, which most of us feel. And that can get really tight and locked up on you guys. So if you're lucky, you might be lucky and you might be feeling really flexible in your pregnancy. But if this is really tight, it's pretty common, okay? One more breath. Good job. Just let go. So hand down beside you, bring yourself up, back to this little mermaid seat. Okay, we're gonna stay in this position just for a second. What I want you to feel is if you can shift your weight into the right side at all. So you might feel like this right butt cheek is really lifted up and away. I want you to see if you can bring yourself somewhere near the center. Just for one deep breath in through your nose. Good job. Take your hands back behind you. Gently bringing your legs forward. We're just going to stay like this for a second, give our legs a little shake. And then, so predictable, we get to do that on the other side as well, okay? So both feet over to the left. Okay, and then we're just gonna gently take ourselves down onto this opposite side. So again, options. You can be on your forearm if you want for this, but I think laying right down on your side should be pretty comfy for most people. Remember, it's the top leg that we're working with. So we're just gonna do our quad stretch to start with. See if you can get a hold of your foot. Try not to have your hip bringing your knee straight forward. Instead, try to push the knee down your mat. It's like you're trying to make this really long, flat, well, not flat for you guys, but you know what I mean, lengthened front side of your body. Good job. And then go ahead and let go. Okay. Slow bicycle movements. Again, with the purpose of just building circulation and a little lymphatic drainage. So trying to get some of that fluid that sits in our ankles, and our knees, just circulating. Good job. And then just relax your leg for a second. So now our bottom one, we need to bend our knee so it's sort of out of our way. And then we're crossing our ankle over the top. See if this left foot can find the floor. So hand to the knee or the inside of your thigh. You might be able to push it away. The spot is right here, right on the outside of your hip. That can be really tight. Try to take a couple deep breaths. Good, and then just relax your knee, take your hand down. Let your leg come back. Okay, we're gonna bring ourselves back upright. So just take your time here. Up. Sitting into this little side swipe or mermaid type of a seat. So again, the idea is just feeling where this left sit bone is, seeing if we can bring ourselves a little bit more square. One breath in. Good job. And then bringing our feet out in front of us. So we are going to take both legs into a straddle seat like this. Hopefully you have the room. Now, if this feels horrendous, you can do one side at a time. So you could bring one foot in. If you want to only do one side, bring your right foot in for now, and we'll keep the left leg out first. So for you guys, we don't really want to think about crunching down or folding down too far. Although, like I mentioned before, when I was pregnant, a lot of this stuff felt totally fine for me, but it just has to do with space in your rib cage. So what we're going to think about doing is maybe reaching towards your toe or just taking your hand onto your knee or onto your shin. So opposite hand, the right hand, if your leg is bent, you can push down on your knee and look over your shoulder. If you're with me here, we're going to take our right hand behind us, just to the floor behind our hip, and take your gaze over your shoulder. Jump, come back up to the center. Opposite sides, we're going to go to the right. You can tuck your left leg in if you need a little release in the groin. Okay, hand to slide down to wherever you feel comfortable. And then we're gonna take the left hand just to the floor behind us. Just touch behind yourself. Take a little look over your shoulder. Good job. And back to the center. So if you can keep both legs out like this, you can certainly stay like this. Okay, we're just gonna touch our hands to the floor or keep them on your legs if that's what you wanna do. I want you to do like a cat back. So you're totally gonna relax your shoulders and your back and just slouch forward. Some of you, depending on how flexible you are, might be able to bring yourself quite far forward because your belly has lots of room to come towards the front, okay? So you decide, just do what feels good, but think about rounding and relaxing your back. Last moment here. Good job. And come back upright. Awesome. I want you to sit however you feel comfortable for the last, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. It's all upper body, so you can even sit in a chair if you want to. You can kneel, you can cross your legs. I want you just to feel comfortable and like you're able to sort of focus on what's going on in the shoulders and the upper body. So a lot of this is just to release some of the tension, the stress that we're holding in our shoulder, not only our shoulders and our upper back, but also in our face and in our jaw. So I want you to remember and be really mindful that we already so often in life come forward like this. So our shoulders roll forward and we come down, and it makes us very tight across the front of our chest, puts a lot of pressure on your thoracic spine, so that upper back and even your neck. So that's natural anyways, but then now you're adding in all your weight is on the front side of your body. So you really, and I know I remember being there, like you get yourself like in the couch or something comfortable. And if you think and actually notice how you lay most of the times, you're totally like hunched and propped in this comfortable position. So if you're gonna do nothing else at all, try give yourself like a little bit of work across your upper body once in a while, just to sort of ease that tension. And it only gets worse if you nurse later on, okay? So we're gonna just take our right hand down. If you're sitting in a chair, you can just have it on your lap, okay? We're gonna reach the left arm forward. So we are keeping our gaze forward and our shoulders forward, and we're opening our arm like we're opening a door. Just one arm at a time, past 90. So keep pulling back as much as your arm will let you open, and then drop it down. Okay, lift it up, thumb up. Close that door forward. One more time. Open it up. As far as you can with keeping your body square to the front, and then drop down. Lift it up. Good job. Just notice if this causes you to sort of tense up in the side of your mouth. Try not to. Try to relax your face. Good. Bring your arm down. Just roll that shoulder. Really good way to think about rolling your shoulder is like you're drawing circles with your elbow. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So left hand, wherever you need it to be, we're working with the right arm, reaching it forward. So thumb up, okay, open, keep your body square to the front. Open back as much as you can, squeeze that shoulder blade into your back and drop down. Up. Good job. All the way. One more time. Open up as far as you can manage. Drop it down. Lift it up. job. All the way back to the front. Let your arm come down, roll that shoulder, circle your elbow, whatever feels okay. Okay. A little self-massage thing, okay? So if you imagine like you're palming a basketball, maybe I'll come closer. Move closer. So if you imagine like you're palming a basketball or holding a basketball, good. Spread your fingers really nice and wide, sort of like this. Okay. So where we're going to go is thumbs are going right at the connection of your jaw. If you open your mouth, sometimes there's like very tender spots there, and then you're turning your hands over. So your pointer finger goes right at the base of your neck. And then your other fingers just touch your head wherever you get to. Okay, so I want you to push into your head, some good connection through your fingers, and then lift your chin up. And as you lift your chin up, open your jaw. Good, and then come back down, just let your elbows relax and take a little pressure off of the fingers. See if you can even touch your elbows together in front of you. Deep breath into your upper back. And then open it up again. So open your elbows, push in through the fingertips. Open up. And then bring your head back to just neutral. Relax your arms. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do is an eagle arm position. So reaching your hands out beside you. Bring your left elbow underneath of the right. And then pull this left thumb back towards your nose. So you might get here, or you might get all the way around. Try to lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling, lift your elbows up as well. Good. Relax your elbows down, uncross. Opposite side, so open up. You're going to bring your right elbow underneath of the left. Eagle, so pull this right thumb back. It's closest to you. Okay. Lift your elbows. Just take 1 or 2 breaths here. Relax your arms. Give them a little shake and a little roll. Okay, so you're going to put one hand on your baby, one hand on your heart or on your chest. Okay, we're going to breathe into these spaces. So we're just going to take maybe 3 deep breaths. And the idea is that like our hands are here as really strong reference points. So yes, it's nice that you've got your hand on your belly, but really what we're trying to do is like breathe so deeply that when we inhale, we're feeling ourselves breathe into our hands. Okay, so they're there as a strong connection with our brain. Okay, drop your shoulders away from your ears. See if you can take a couple of deep breaths, filling up the whole front side of your body. So all the way down into the bottom of your lungs. Take a couple more. Good, 1 more deep breath in. And exhale. Good job. Bring your hands down beside you. When you inhale this time, we're going to take our palms so they're facing upwards. We did this last week. The idea is, it's like, again, another mental, like sort of a meditative type of a feeling. When you inhale, there's going to be tension. So you're going to almost like flex your biceps, flex your shoulders and your chest. And as you come up, we're inhaling, we're imagining we're like lifting 1,000 pounds up. And then you're going to turn your palms over. And as you exhale, imagine you're pushing somebody underwater, pushing something under the water. Okay, again, tension in your arms. So inhale up. Exhale, push down. Do it a couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good job. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. Okay, just coming into a nice tall seat for the last couple moments here, closing all my classes, prenatal, old people, young people, all my classes the exact same way. And that is just by taking 30 seconds to feel what is our lifeline, and that is our spine. So in other words, bringing yourself into a posture that feels strong, but also something that feels like this good connection with the upward flow of energy. So we're always thinking about the bottom of our body. And as you inhale, we're drawing ourselves up and out the top of our head a couple of times. And I want you to imagine that there's somebody behind you, and that person is going to start a zipper right at your tailbone. And in your mind, you're going to feel that spot, and you're going to imagine that zipper slowly closing up over each vertebrae, each section and curve of your back, all the way up between your shoulder blades, up the back of your neck, the back of your head, until you get to the very top of your head. And then I want you just to take a moment and just feel in your body how not only have you come up, but you've also drawn all the muscles of your back towards your spine. It's just a super strong brain-body connection that we have. So try to remember this feeling. We're going to bring ourselves here off of our yoga mat too, okay? Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, relax your whole body. Just ignore everything I told you. You can slouch. Let gravity kind of take over and feel or find what just feels like your heaviest, where you just feel like bleh. Nothing's really working. Everything's just heavy and soft. And then our last practice of mindfulness is to, again, start at the tailbone, stack your spine up. So literally place each section of your back on top of each other. Really intentionally place yourself into that really tall, make your mummy proud posture. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. So we're going to close today's class, bringing thumbs to forehead, kind thoughts, to mouth, kind words, to chest, kind hearts. Namaste. Hope you and your bubbas are good. And I hope that you enjoy this sunny weekend, and I'll see you next week.